People have been predicting the end of the world exactly since the beginning of the world. When the national debt hits a record $40 trillion soon, what's going to happen next? A horrifying apocalypse that devolves into a Darwinian struggle where the only survivors will have guns and gold and a garden? Nope, chances are nothing other than hitting the $50 trillion milestone after that. Let's look at some other crises today and why all these dire hyperbolic predictions keep happening. In fact, we'll go year by year and break down just exactly what the biggest concern was that was supposed to bring down the housing market in each of the last 12 years. I think you'll find this really valuable. Hi, I'm Keith Weinhold, Get Rich Education founder, Forbes Real Estate Council member, and 20-year real estate investor. Lots of media platforms, they need clicks and they need eyeballs in order to survive. Okay, I get it. That's because they either sell subscriptions or they need a lot of viewers in order to attract advertisers. And that's why so many of them are these perma-hype machines centered on stoking fear. I mean, sheesh, what will take longer? Mark Zuckerberg making the metaverse happen, or the major media's fixation on this eventual recession happening that's just like perpetually just around the corner? Slick marketers know that they can get your amygdala to dominate your Cortex. Okay, what am I saying there? Our amygdala is the part of the brain near the back of our head. It sits at the top of the brainstem and it regulates emotions and feelings. It informs your flight or fight response. Well, fear is a powerful motivator. I mean, it is what kept early humans from being eaten by the saber-toothed tiger. The cortex, closer to the front of our head, that's the part of the brain that regulates logic and facts. And this includes higher level processes like reasoning. Well, big media knows that stoking fear is the easiest way to make emotion trump facts inside your mind. So to review, emotion trumping facts, that is your amygdala winning over your cortex. Yep, even if our cortex knows that it's extremely unlikely that the US government won't get the debt ceiling figured out by the deadline. I mean, that's one that seems to come up every couple years. We always get that one figured out. I mean, geez, people have wrongly predicted that the dollar would lose reserve currency status ever since Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1971. Well, it's extremely unlikely that that's going to happen anytime soon either. But you know, editors sold a lot of paid newsletters that way, and whatever you want to call these people, perma-bears, crash bros, alarmists, shockvertisers, fear-mongers, even grifters, they stir up amygdala activating concern about the real estate market too, every single year. Okay, it's always something. Let's look at this. Here's the biggest fear that was supposed to bring down the housing market, just crashing down each year. In 2012, it was shadow inventory. Remember that? In 2013, boomers are downsizing. In 2014, an interest rate spike. In 2016, it was actually vacant units. My gosh, that was a terrible miss. In 2017, it was concern that home prices are above their pre-global financial crisis peak. In 2018, it was 5% mortgage rates. In 2019, I don't remember really. I think it was a fear of a recession then because there was such a long, unbroken economic expansion by that point. In 2020, it was the pandemic. In 2021, it was a forbearance crisis. In 2022, it was that 7% mortgage rates would bring down housing. In 2023, it's a recession. And you know, in 2024, it will be something else. You know, The Economist recently wrote a terrific article on today's American economy and how it's surging so much that we're leaving our peers in the dust. There are more and more articles like that that are just killing the doomsayers. Hey, go ahead and put a like on the video here if you like how I'm breaking it down. I'd really appreciate the like. Now, I've had guests here on the channel that talk about some things that induce fear. Robert Kiyosaki, Doug Casey, and Harry Dent, just to name a few of them. Well, it is worth listening to those guys, otherwise they wouldn't be here, but we need to keep things in perspective. And then I guess there's another certain segment of people that will voluntarily live a life huddled in a fallout shelter with Mountain House brand instant meals, missing investment opportunity all the while. So here's what's really happening in housing in just 3 sentences, and though this is accurate, this just is not sensational enough to get a whole bunch of clicks. The housing market has normalized. Both price levels and mortgage interest rates are near historic averages, and really the outlier is that housing supply is unusually low, and it will be for years. And don't get me wrong, some newsletters are genuinely worth paying for because there is bad news out there that we will stay informed about. I mean, America probably will reach a financial day of reckoning sometime. What's happening in today's commercial real estate market is concerning. Loan resets over there are blowing up deals, and you know, I guess I like to think that my approach is balanced, but frankly, everyone likes to think that about their own opinions. When something bad is coming people's way, like 2022's wave of inflation, well, I've talked about how bad it is, like for everyday consumers, but even then, I told you how you can embrace it, profit from it, and not cower in fear. So while you're out there, be mindful that people have been predicting the end of the world exactly since the beginning of the world. Hey, go ahead and leave a comment here. I want to know, what's the one economic crash theme that people keep stirring up that never seems to happen that you notice? Let me know. I'll read your comment. I'm Keith Weinhold. Thanks for stopping by.